Why are some of America's largest companies quietly heading to Canada? Is it about taxes, cleaner energy, or could it be that they are escaping problems back in the United States? Many major US companies are making huge moves to Canada. Billions of dollars are quietly crossing the border, and most people don't notice. But we're here to show you what's really going on. Once you learn which companies are moving and why, you'll see this is about much more than just business. It could be a sign of where real power and opportunity are shifting in 2025. So, let's get started. Number 6, Ford Motor Company. Ford, a true American symbol. Known for muscle cars and tough trucks, it's been a part of American life for over a century. But in 2025, Ford is making a quiet move. Instead of focusing on its traditional home in Detroit, it is investing heavily in Ontario, Canada. There was no big announcement, no farewell to Detroit, just a $3 billion investment across the border. Why? High costs and tariffs in the United States, along with ongoing labor conflicts, have made running factories here more expensive. Ontario offers something different: cleaner energy sources, government incentives, and fewer union strikes. Put simply, it's cheaper, more peaceful, and greener to build vehicles there. Ford's Oakville plant in Canada is being upgraded to make the newest Super Duty trucks that were once built in Kentucky. But this move isn't just about trucks. It's also about electric vehicles. Canada has large supplies of minerals needed for EV batteries. The Canadian government is offering big tax breaks for companies that build electric car plants in Canada. While some American workers lose jobs, Ford is quietly building its future up north. If a company like Ford, a pillar of American industry, is shifting to Canada, it signals something big is happening behind the scenes. And Ford is not alone. Other companies are quietly following. Number 5, Sunoco LP. Sunoco is a well-known American oil company. The name you see at many gas stations on US highways. In 2025, Sunoco quietly spent $9 billion to buy Parkland, one of Canada's largest fuel distributors. Again, no media blitz, just a major move. Why would a Texas oil company invest so heavily in Canada? Because profits from US refineries are shrinking, while Canada's fuel market is growing fast. This growth is driven in part by government programs supporting biofuels. Sunoco realized it must expand north or risk falling behind. While US gas stations face lower profits, Sunoco is securing hundreds of gas stations and supply routes in Canada, ensuring steady income for years to come. So next time you see the Sunoco sign in the US, remember the real action is now across the border. Before we continue, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. We bring you stories others don't cover. Number 4, JP Morgan Chase & Company. What does it mean when the biggest bank in America starts quietly building a bigger presence in another country? Is it just business? Or maybe a sign that even Wall Street isn't confident in the United States? JP Morgan Chase, the giant of US finance, is growing fast in Canada. Not in London, not in Dubai, not in Tokyo, but in Canada. It all started in 2024 with job openings in Toronto, Vancouver, and Montreal. By 2025, JP Morgan is hiring wealth managers, compliance experts, and fund specialists, all working to build JP Morgan's Canadian business. No flashy press releases, no CEO interviews, just steady moves, like a chess player planning a checkmate. Why Canada? Well, because it has one of the world's safest and most stable financial systems. Canada has these huge pension funds and retirement plans with trillions of dollars in investments. Unlike the crowded ETF market in the United States, Canada still has space for growth, especially in actively managed funds. JP Morgan isn't just testing the waters, they're diving in. They want to be close to giant Canadian pension funds like the Canada Pension Plan and Ontario Teachers Pension Plan, which are powerful investors worldwide. This is not a small bet. It's a clear change in strategy, a pivot, and honestly, it says a lot about where they think money and power are heading. Number 3, BlackRock Inc. When BlackRock makes a move, the financial world takes notice. BlackRock manages around $10 trillion in assets, more than any other investment firm. So when BlackRock begins shifting focus toward Canada, it's a sign something major is underway. BlackRock doesn't build cars or make phones, it controls money and influence. Why Canada instead of China or Europe? Because in 2025, Canada is opening up its massive pension funds and BlackRock wants in. In late 2024, BlackRock launched new investment products aimed at Canadian retirement funds. We're talking about stable, mainstream pension portfolios, not risky hedge funds. Millions of Canadians trust these pensions with their savings. BlackRock now helps decide where those savings go, from real estate to tech startups around the globe. Why Canada? Well, regulators have relaxed rules allowing pensions to invest more in alternative assets. The government wants higher returns, pension managers want better options, and BlackRock is ready to provide them. Canada offers stable politics, clear laws, clean energy, and a conservative financial environment. It's an ideal testing ground. This isn't about quick profits, it's about long-term control. Number 2, Aligned Data Centers. You might not know this company's name yet, but Aligned Data Centers is building the future of the internet, and they're doing it in Canada. They construct huge server farms and data hubs that power everything from AI systems to cloud computing. In 2025, they are focusing on locations in Quebec, Ontario, and British Columbia, not Silicon Valley. Aligned raised $12 billion to build a new generation of data centers, and much of that money is going north. Why Canada? Because Canada offers cheap and green electricity, mostly hydroelectric power. Cooler weather helps reduce costs for cooling equipment. Political stability and eager local governments make it attractive for tech investment. In Quebec, electricity prices can be like 70% lower than in some US states. That's not just saving money, it's a strategic edge. Aligned is building energy-efficient, AI-friendly centers that will support technologies like self-driving cars and voice assistants. The digital future needs huge amounts of clean power, and well, Canada is becoming its source. Number 1, Big Tech, Microsoft, Google, Amazon, Meta. These companies love to talk, with keynotes, flashy presentations, and social media buzz. But in 2025, the biggest tech giants are surprisingly quiet about one thing: their massive growth in Canada. Microsoft, Amazon Web Services, Google, and Meta are all investing billions to build new AI and cloud computing hubs in Canada. So, what changed? In late 2024, Canada offered an irresistible deal: $15 billion in green tech incentives aimed specifically at AI data centers. The catch? These centers must run on renewable energy, and Canada has plenty of that. Hydro, wind, and nuclear power, not just empty promises but real infrastructure. One by one, the tech giants moved north. Microsoft first, then Amazon, then Meta and Google. Why do they need so much space? Well, because artificial intelligence requires enormous computing power. Training huge language models and running autonomous systems demands vast energy and hardware. Canada offers 3 key advantages: clean, reliable power, and strong government support. These companies are not just experimenting, they're setting up for the future. All of this is happening in a country many Americans still think of as just our friendly neighbor. This is more than a trend, it's a shift under the surface. America's biggest companies, from cars to oil, from banks to tech, are quietly moving important parts of their business to Canada. Most people don't notice, but these billion-dollar moves are quietly changing the map of power and opportunity in North America. Where will the next big opportunities come from? If you ask these companies, the answer is clear. Canada is no longer just the neighbor to the north. It's becoming the new center for innovation, finance, energy, and technology. And honestly, this quiet migration might just change everything.